Move my finger. Oh, let's see who comes to say hello. Let's have a little look. All messages. Oh, some messages as a potential. Okay, let's go with live chat messages. I think that's how I missed some last time. Okay, I think that's how I need it. I think I lost a load of messages last time. Oh, Charlene's here. Hello, Charlene. Yes, I am live, Timmy. How are you? Okay, so we have Charlene and we have Timmy here. Okay, so today I'm just going to do a bit of a question and answer live stream. So I've had some questions emailed to me. I've caught you this time. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you missed the last two, didn't you? So I'm going to do a question and answers live stream. And yeah, if you've got any questions you want to ask, just send them over. And I'll see if I can answer them. Oh, just going to get comfy. My sister's going to knock on the door any minute now. I can guarantee it because she was supposed to be here half an hour ago to drop the dogs off. And but someone else will have to deal with that. So we'll wait for a few more people. Hello, what's this? Happy Saturday. I hope you and the family are all well. Yeah, we're not bad actually. Not too bad. Lee's got a bit of a cold going on. So he intermittently woke me up last night every 2 hours. It was either because he was snoring or because he was randomly grabbing me and dragging me across the bed for a hug. He doesn't remember either of them. But he had a peculiar dream where he was saving me last night, so I think that's what he was doing. I think he was actually trying to really, in real life, save me. I'm just going to shut this because my neighbours have got the grandkids over and they're in the garden having a barbecue, and the barbecue smell's making me hungry, and the screaming's distracting me. Okay, who else have we got? We've got a third person in the room with us. Who's that? So we've got Charlene, who still can't comment, bless her, so she's WhatsApping me. I bet Charlene's got some great questions to ask me. I might not answer them. It's a good job she's not here on the comment section. I don't know if I want her to actually ask some questions, because she'll think of things I don't want to answer. I'll just wait for a few more people to come and then I will start doing my questions and my answers. So has anybody got any questions? Anything they'd like to know about me? I'm going to have to do a parent shouty thing in a minute because my children are being silly. Hello, Bruiser613. How are you? Right, out, boys.
I can't see anything.
Right, could you undo him, please? Look at this. Right, could you undo him before he hurts himself and ends up in hospital? Thank you.
Hello there.
Right, shift. This is my time now. Minnie, you want a bit of grown-up time? Yes, yeah, there's a few of you actually. I figured if I do a different time, then other people might be able to do the live feed. Because the last few ones I've done late in the evening because I've got quite a few American followers. But that doesn't always work well for the English followers. So I'm kind of doing it a bit earlier today so that those of you in the UK who haven't been able to do the late night ones can come and do this one. Okay. Shall I start with the questions that I have been sent? So a lovely lady called Helen sent these to me. I'm on a break at work. Okay, how long have you got then? How long have you got on your break? So Helen sent me these questions through an email. If you want to email me anything, any info, any questions, anything like ideas for... Charlene has a question. Go on then, Charlene. Then my email address is pippa, which is PIPPA, .ashton, ASHTON, @gmail.com. You can find that in my info section as well. I think it's in the about section of my channel. My email address is in there. I'm a little bit worried about Charlene's question because she hasn't actually told me what it is. She's just gone, I have a question. So go on, Charlene, what is your question? And I'll decide whether or not to read it out loud. Okay, we'll start with where I was born. So I was born in a hospital called the Royal Bucks, which isn't there anymore. It has been, well, it's been several things. So this was the Royal Bucks in Aylesbury. And the Royal Bucks, watered in from the side of the road. Oh, hello, how are you guys? You do have some signal, that's really good. Hi, Dave. And everyone else who got there. Oh, so it's just you and Louie, is it? Okay, from the other side of the mountain. Brilliant. Well, I'm glad you can join us. What was I saying? So I was born in the Real Bucks, which was a small hospital in Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire. And then I believe it turned into a psychiatric hospital, which probably says a lot about me, doesn't it? I believe. And then very recently, I think it's just opened up again as, I can't remember what it is. It's not like an A&E department type hospital or anything like that.
Right.
But I do believe it is a functioning hospital again, of some sorts. I probably should have checked that before I answered that question, shouldn't I? So yes, that's where I was born. Only a very small maternity ward there, not a very big hospital. How did we choose the kids' names? Hi Dan, how are you? I'm glad you could join us because you have missed the last few. Okay, how did we choose the kids' names? In fairness, we could only agree on those names. Thank you, my lovely.
Don't knock it off.
I won't knock it off. Very much appreciate
It's
it.
recorded on the internet and it's funny.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Where was I? Kids' names. Okay, so Brendan. I always like unusual names, and I wanted things like Xander, or what were some of the other ones I wanted? Lex. I liked unusual names. I love Dan. I love your kids' names, Fox and Willow. I did suggest Willow for a girl, but Lee wasn't having any of it. He liked more traditional names, so we found it really tricky to agree on names for the kids. I think Brendan was the only name we could agree on, wasn't it? What were the names you wanted? I can't even remember what you liked, apart from which I hated.
Dog fart.
No, real proper names that you... Can you remember what you suggested?
No, just like that.
No, he can't remember what he suggested. So I think we just went through lists, didn't we, in the end for Brendan? Mm-hmm. We went through lists of names and we came up with, well, it was Brendan, Brannan or Brennan, and I said...
You wanted Mackenzie, and I said no, I'm not doing
I wanted Mackenzie, and I was told no, categorically no. So, but that was it, along the lines I had. So Mackenzie was my first choice, and then it was Xander and Lex and all of those sorts of things, and he wasn't having any of those either. And we didn't know if we were having a boy or a girl, and then I was on things like Willow and Storm and other interesting names, and he wasn't up for any of those either. And then we found out we were having a boy, which made life a little bit easier because we could narrow the names down to just one gender. But I was still going for like the old sort of English or Celtic or those sorts of names. And I really like Irish names, except nobody can spell them, except for the Irish, of course. And yeah, in the end, we went with, love the name Storm. Yeah, I love the name Storm as well. Going with Brendan, and it was because we were watching a Brendan Fraser film at the time. That's what it was. So yeah, it was a Brendan Fraser film. I think the dogs have arrived. Yes, my sister's arrived with the dogs. She's just gonna have to fit in with us. Kenzie was a bit trickier. Again, I wanted Mackenzie, and he kept saying Mackenzie is a surname. It's not a. It's not a first name. The dogs have arrived. Hi, Tico. Coming up to say hello. You're live on YouTube. Say hello. This is my sister.
Hi, bye.
I thought I'd get rid of you. Jay, you coming up? We're on dog duty this weekend. If there's anything we need to know, tell one of those people, please. And have fun. Okay. Where was I? This is very long. Kenzie. So Kenzie, I wanted Mackenzie. He said no. I went through the usual names. I still got told no. He was Evie for a long time because my pregnancy with him was so very different. I thought I was having a girl. I always said I'd have 2 boys, but I thought I was having a girl because with Brendan I was dying and I had to be on a drip and I was horrifically ill. Whereas Kenzie, I think I was sick once, and as long as I ate before I got out of bed, I was fine. So yeah, I thought I was having a girl till we had the scan, found out we were having a boy, but he was Evie for a long time. And then he was baby Sonic. which we obviously were not going to call him Baby Sonic, but that's what we called him for a long time. Do you want to let the dogs out? I think they want to go for a wee. Thanks. And then we suddenly realised that Brendan was telling everybody his baby brother was going to be called Sonic, so we thought we ought to actually tell him what the name was that we had agreed on. And we had agreed on Kenny. So Lee wouldn't have Mackenzie, but then he suddenly said, I'll have Kenzie. And I was like, that was it. It was the closest I was going to get to it. So I was like, yes, I'm having it. And there was this old story that my mum told me. The reason I wanted Mackenzie was because something to do with, there's a story back generations on the Scottish side of my family that the Halls, which is my mum's maiden name, should have been Mackenzie's, but it was something to do with the only way a man was allowed to marry the woman he wanted to marry was if she took if he took her surname. So we should have been Mackenzie's, but we ended up being Halls because this guy didn't have very much money. It was a marriage for love rather than practical reasons, you know. And back then, you know, if the father didn't agree, you obviously didn't marry who you wanted to marry. So he could marry the woman he loved, he had to ditch his Mackenzie line and he had to go with Hall. Now we've since found out that story might not be entirely true. But I still like the story. I think it's lovely, which is why I wanted a Mackenzie. My granddad wanted my mum to call my brother Mackenzie, but my mum wasn't keen on it. But yeah, I've always liked that story. So we got Kenzie instead of Mackenzie. So that's the story of our kids' names. There's also another one here. Would I go back and have more kids? We wouldn't have more kids. We wouldn't have more kids, would we? He's shaking his head. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I always wanted a big family. But if I didn't have to work and I didn't have a house full of children anyway, I may well have wanted to have more children. I was so ill with Brendan that it took me 4 years to even think about having another child. Or, well, 3 years. Because there's almost exactly to the day 4 years between the boys. Kenzie's pregnancy, I could have done 20 times over. I could have done his birth 20 times over. If he'd been my first, I probably would have had 3 or 4 children. Both the boys on the autistic spectrum. And although things are easier now, they were not easy when they were young. And it was really, really, really hard going through their diagnosis and just, I don't know, it wasn't easy. It really wasn't that easy. And I that more children would take away from what support we were giving them. You know, the kids we already had. So, yeah, so we've stuck basically with 2 kids, and I'm too old to have more kids now. I'm 41, you know, Kenzie's 12, Brendan's 16 and a half. So a message retracted. Oh, Timmy, what did you write? What did you write? If I was to have another child, I do like the name Storm. I don't think Lee would go for that. I'd probably end up with a girl, wouldn't I? I've got no desire to have a girl. I don't feel like I've missed out on anything having a girl. I like the name Carson as well. I like that name. Right, anyone else? Anyone got any questions on here? Or I'm going to go back to my pad for questions. This is get to know me questions. Lee, have you got any questions for me? No, Lee's got no questions. Let's see if anyone's got any questions. 41, I'm still a young lady. Yeah, I am still a young lady, but I'm too old for kids. Too old to start having more at 41. It was a misspelling. Okay, what did you write? Charlene, you still haven't given me your question. I still don't know what Charlene's question is. Okay, I'm going to go to another question on here until one pops up online. My favourite colour. I don't know, it fluctuates. I quite like pink. I do like purple, but purple doesn't suit me. I don't wear green, but I like green because it's very naturey. So I don't really have a favourite colour. I used to say pink was favourite colour, but it's, I don't know, I wouldn't say it was necessarily my favourite colour now. My favourite scent. Has Lee got any new Hot Wheels lately? Lee, have you got any new Hot Wheels?
Pardon?
Have you got any new Hot Wheels, Dan says?
No, there's nothing. Found nothing at all.
You did buy that yellow thing.
Yeah, there's the send away one.
The send away one. He bought that from the pound shop the other week, the yellow one. which you had to. What did you do? Collect? You didn't have to.
No, but you'd have to collect, but because they're rubbish, no one sends off for them. So.
Oh, it's a special collector one that you're meant to send in for, but then they had pound shop because they had loads left over. So, so that's the only new one he's got. He's looking for the Cruella de Vil.
Cruella de Vil's car.
Cruella de Vil's car. Although he did pick me up a couple of old Hot Wheels. Well, you got me the Buzz Lightyear Hot Wheel from the car boot sale, and a Woody one, didn't you? So. Yeah, they're a bit
the
battered.
Minions one as well.
He's after the Minions. So if anyone sees Cruella de Vil or the Minions, grab it for us and we will reimburse you. There you go. Right, I've just had a question come up. What was that? Oh, some names you wouldn't call a child nowadays, like you wouldn't call a baby Jeff or a girl Margaret, for example. No, you never really hear those names, to be honest. Was that Adolf? No, maybe in Germany they do. I don't know. Nine. Yes. No, there are names, although a lot of the old names are coming back now.
Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie or Charles. What was the name I heard? Good work, man. Keeping his eyes peeled for you.
Wunderbar.
Thanks, Dan. What was the other name? Esme. No, you don't see Esme very often, or it's a lovely name. But Espy I had. So I looked after a family who have Spanish names. So there was Espy, which was Esperanza, and then Tiago, who was Santiago, and Xavier, who was, well, he was introduced to us as Xavier, but pronounced Javier when the family used his name. Okay, what is this? Louis has done what? Louis pulled today, female whippet called Frankie. Is your middle name really Eileen to stand on one leg? To what? To stand on one leg on a big rock to get a signal. No. I do sometimes have to stand on a big rock to get a signal. Is that what you're having to do to get a big signal? Is that you keep popping in and out? No, my middle name is not Eileen. It is Sophie, actually. I just have a wonky hip. My daughter's called Esme. It's a very nice name. I have a little one due in March. Not sure if it's a boy or a girl. Exciting times. Okay, Timmy, are you prepared to share any name ideas? Because it sounds to me like you go for the more traditional. I like things like Archie and Alfie, and some of those are coming back. There was a lad called Albert when I was nannying 20 years ago. Yeah, 20 years ago. There was a little boy called Albert. And when she told me his name was Albert, I thought she was joking. Because you never hear that name anymore. Stanley. I've got a friend whose son is Stanley. There was a boy. Now, a lad in the village. A little lad in the village called Bruce. So yeah, some of the old names are coming back. And the girls' names, I don't know, they seem to be quite, I don't know, traditional names just seem to stay. For a girl, I wanted, so my nan's name was Constance, and I never met my nan because she died when my mum was quite young. And I wanted Stancy for a girl, sort of in memory of my nan. I don't think Lee was very keen on that one, but as it was, we didn't have any girls, so Albert is a nice name. Would you have had Stancy for a girl?
No.
No, there you go, no. Would you have had Constance?
No.
No, apparently not. Good job we didn't have any girls then, because we couldn't agree on any girls' names.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
Serenity.
Well, sorry?
Serenity.
Was that an option?
That was an option.
Serenity was an option.
Serenity was an option.
I didn't think that was an option. I did like the name. Well,
Yeah,
Kenzie
it
was
was an
Evie. I didn't think we'd gone any further with names
Yeah.
after Evie. Serenity.
See, it shows you what memories like.
Oh, he's got a better memory than me. How did I forget that? I love that name.
Good film as well.
Sorry?
Good film as
It
well.
is a good film. Yeah, it has to have a connection to sci-fi somewhere, and then it's acceptable, right? Just call him Firefly and be done with it.
Nathan Fillion, you mean?
Yeah. I'll have Nathan Fillion's babies, and he'll let me call them whatever I like. He's just nodding. Kaylee. We couldn't have Kaylee. I wanted Kaylee, but your cousin's got Kaylee. Yeah, Kaylee was a nice name. I like that. Have we got any more? I'm losing it. Okay. What other questions have I got? Would I go back and have more kids? No. Do I dream and did I dream last night? Well, I might have dreamt last night, but I don't remember it. No, I don't dream. Can I share your dream? Okay, Lee had a really weird dream last night. So I do dream, but I don't remember what it was. Lee's dream last night was that he was having to protect me because I was getting a load of grief from somebody, and he kept duffing them up. Did you actually beat them up?
Yeah.
Were you like fighting them? You he shoved them under a
Fold
chair.
them all up, put them under a chair.
Oh, okay. So he folded them up. I don't know how he did that. Folded them up and shoved them under a chair. That was his way of protecting me. But they kept coming back.
Yeah, they were nasty Polish people.
They were saying we didn't like Polish people.
No, they were nasty Polish people.
So it was a Polish person
You
who
were
wasn't very
talking to them
nice,
in
and I
Polish.
was talking to them in Polish.
Yeah.
But then they were accusing us of being racist and saying we
Yeah.
didn't like Polish people. So go on, Lee. Yeah, go on. See, he was protecting me. So he had to ring his Polish friend Tom. Tomski. Tom.
Tom.
What's his actual name?
Thomas.
Tomaz. That's
Tomaz.
Tomaz. And he had to ring him to prove that we were not against Polish people. So Fox was nearly called Raven. See, Fox is such a lovely name. And Raven. I like Raven.
Fox, I think it's Star Fox.
Star Fox. I think of
Fox
Fox
McCloud.
Mulder.
Fox McCloud.
See, Dan's kids are Fox and Willow. Fox is really cute. Willow's really cute, but Fox is really cute too. Raven is a lovely name. They are, Timmy. We're giving you lots of names for your baby to come. Raven would probably work
See?
for a boy or a girl,
Yeah,
actually.
again, we've got a celebrity friend with normal child names as well, haven't we? With
Sorry, we've got...
the celebrity friend with normal child names.
I don't do celebrity stuff here. Shift. Don't discuss celebrity people.
As in, the names are just very normal, not
Yeah.
bizarre.
I don't talk about that sort of stuff on here. Willow is one we talked about yesterday. Yeah, Willow is a really nice name. I really like Willow. Who else has just... Oh, Beauregard Ripley. Hello, how are you? I don't think you came... I think you arrived on my last live feed just as we were coming off, I believe. Just as the trolls appeared. Yeah, really like Willow. There you go, we've got it sorted for you. Now you're going to have a boy, aren't you? Fox says, what was that? Howdy, Beauregard. Yes, well, you've come in a bit earlier now in the live feed. I've been on 22 minutes. Really? God, it goes really quick, doesn't it? I was only going to do a short one. It's gone really quick already. Okay, back to my questions. Does anyone new here have any questions for me? Get to know me questions is what we're doing. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me in public? Most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me in public. You think of anything?
I half heard a tentative conversation.
Oh, the most embarrassing thing that's happened to me in public. I can't think of anything embarrassing that's happened to me in public. I was at school and there was a friend who thought it was really hilarious to stand on my skirt when I bent down to put things in my bag at school, and then I'd stand up, and because it was an elasticated waist, it'd end up around my ankles. That was pretty embarrassing. He did do it several times till I believe I kicked him in the doodahs. That's probably the most embarrassing thing that's happened to me. I can't think of anything else. Willow's a great name, but then I am a pagan. Yeah, you see, we do like our natural names, don't we? That's the thing. You see, if you do go for the more unusual names. Now, what name did I hear? It's a little kid that comes to Forest School, Rudy. Love his name, Rudy. Yeah, you definitely want to go looking for pagan names, doesn't? Just like Dan said, they're nicer. They're earthy. Ever see the movie The Nanny, 1965, with Katharine Hepburn? No, I don't think I have. Do you recommend we watch it? Is it scary, first of all? Is it going to make me pee my pants? The Nanny, have you seen it?
Who? Audrey Hepburn.
Katharine Hepburn.
Catherine Hepburn. It will be a scary film, Catherine Hepburn.
No? 1965. No. Is it worth us seeing? Do you recommend we see it? It's really scary. Apparently it's really scary. So I'm told. He's rolling his eyes. Apparently it won't be scary, but he's not seen it, so. Okay. I used to be a nanny. Don't see it. Okay, I won't see it. No, I'm not very good with really scary films. Old, like, old films like Freddy, what was that? Nightmare on Elm Street and all that kind of stuff. I didn't watch them until I was an adult. In fact, I don't think I watched them until about 5 years ago. When Lee and I went through loads of those old, apparently really scary films. Dan says it's a great movie, very creepy.
What? Nanny.
The Nanny. Okay, maybe you should watch it, vet it, and then let me know if it's for Pippas. We have this thing, whether or not films are for Pippas or not, whether they're too scary. Oh, thank you for the like. Far more fanatic.
Is it scarier than The Thing?
Is it scarier than The Thing? Have we seen The Thing?
Kurt Russell.
Try again.
Kurt Russell, 1980, aliens crash land years ago, spaceship's dug up, organism comes out in a dog, gets into a dog.
I don't know if I've seen that one. Thank you very much for the like, Far More Fanatic. Glad you could join us. What time is it over there where you are? Being on UK time. I do like getting a few likes. Oh, you're my first like as well. Come on, people, give me some likes. Apparently we need these to get higher in searches or something, I was told. What questions do I have on here? My most painful injury. What is my... Oh, noon. Okay, so you are about 5 hours behind. My most painful injury. What has been my most painful injury? I've not had a huge amount. It changes the algorithm. Okay, so everyone needs to press the like button for me, please. Let's get this algorithm. I don't understand these algorithms at all, but I've not really looked into them, to be honest. But yeah, if it makes a difference, please press like. I'm going to sound like one of those now. Please press like, please press subscribe, tick the bell, ding the bell, whatever it is. I don't do that. What was the question I've just asked myself? Most painful injury. So when I had a habit of breaking my collarbone when I was, before I started school. So the first time I was 3, I think, or 4. 3 or 4. And I was chasing my brother's friend down the stairs because he was going. My brother is 6 years older than me, so his friend was like 6 years older than me. And he wouldn't give me a kiss goodbye. So I chased him down the stairs and he jumped the last sort of 5 steps. And because he jumped the last 5 steps, I did the same and fell over and landed on my side and broke my collarbone. And that was pretty painful. And then when I was either so I can't remember, I just started school. So I was either just 5 or coming up to 5. Yeah, ouch. It was ouch. My dad was playing horses with me while my mum was at a scouts thing with my brother. And he bucked me onto the sofa from his shoulders, like he was on all fours, being a horse, bucked me onto the sofa. And I bounced off the sofa and landed on the same collarbone, this one, and hit the floor with that collarbone and ended up breaking it again. Then I went through a stage, this is very personal actually, I went through a stage of injuring myself in a more delicate area. One was because we had a big back garden. We had like, I think it was about half an acre or 1/3 of an acre or something. It was quite a big back garden for a back garden. And we had this big driveway that went all the way round. It came down the drive, the side of the house, you went through these big iron gates, it went all the way round, and then the garage was an old chapel. It was the first Baptist chapel in the town that we were living in at the time. And we used it as a garage. It had all our bikes. It was huge, like a 2-story building. We used to put our cars in there. And I used to ride my bike really fast around the driveway, but it was like gravel. And I just didn't turn the corner and went straight into the chicken house. The chicken house was actually a shed covered in ivy. And I came off my bike and onto the crossbar. So that was and I do remember that being very painful. Definitely injured myself on that. And then probably having my car accident when I was, how old was I? I think I was 22, I think, and I came off the road, just put a new engine in my Rover, and the road was slippy, was going around a tight bend, lost control of the car, swerved in front of someone coming the other way, realised that I was, in front of their car, swerved to come out of the way of them, and ended up coming off, kind of taking off a little bit because there was embankment next to us, hitting a tree, putting a huge great big V into my new engine that was only 2 weeks old and cost me £2,000 to get fixed. That was before I broke it. The car was a write-off after that. And the dashboard went into my kneecap. That really hurt, and I broke a vertebrae. So that was probably the most painful. Other than that, not an injury, but the other most painful thing ever on this planet was giving birth. So those are my most painful things. What was my most memorable place in the work? Does that mean world? Most memorable place in the world I visited. I've not actually been abroad that much. I remember Canada when I was 3, and then I went back again when I was 12. What I remember about being 3 in Canada was men jumping off of a suspension bridge and diving, and to some big creek somewhere, but I can't remember what it was. When I was 12, I went back, and my aunt and uncle lived on the top of a mountain in a place called Trail in British Columbia. And we had like bears coming into the garden and hummingbirds. And we just, it was an amazing, amazing place, living on the mountain with them for about a week and a half. And then I went back to Canada with a boyfriend I was seeing at the time. We did Edmonton and we did Vancouver to see my other aunt. And his aunt, and that was really good. I enjoyed West Ed, the Edmonton Fringe. That was really good. Where else have I been? Oh, Barcelona, seeing all Gaudi's architecture in Barcelona. Stunning, amazing, and I really want to go back. I want to take Lee back there because he's not really into art and all that jazz, but he does appreciate like he liked Rome and kind of the architecture and stuff there in Italy and stuff. So I think he would really like Barcelona. And it's just the buildings are amazing, absolutely amazing. And I've been to Malta. That was nice. I've been, and I went to Paris, and I really killed my feet doing Paris. We did Arc de Triomphe, Eiffel Tower. There was something else. There was a third thing. We did them all in a big loop and ended up having to catch the metro back to the hotel room. But my feet were very blistered by the time we'd finished. I think I was wearing inappropriate shoes. There's a surprise. Rome's amazing. Never been to Rome. I'd love to go to Rome. And Malta, there's a video on my channel. Oh, is there? I'll go check it out then. Yeah, I loved Malta. An ex-boyfriend's family ended up moving out there. It was a place they visited all the time, and they'd got friends out there, and so we kind of got shown some places that most tourists kind of don't get to see, because I guess because we knew people out there that could show us places. But it was lovely. And is it Valencia as well? The big city. I just remember that being really, really hot. 9 times in 2016. Wow. That's a lot of times in 1 year. As it stands at the moment, none of us have got passport. Valletta, that's it, yeah. I could never remember the name of it. And we stayed in Bajiba, is it? Oh, Bajiba. And I remember places like Shamshir, and it was a long time ago. Yeah, but it was lovely place. We did enjoy it. None of us have got passports at the moment, so we're kind of stuck, but we haven't got the money to travel at the moment. Now the boys are getting older, I'm hoping that at least Lee and I will be able to travel. To be honest, we never push for travelling because of the ASD with the boys, just even going away for a long weekend to start with was hard work with them. But, now they like going away for weekend breaks and stuff. It is a bit of a Marmite place. Yeah, I can believe that, actually. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. It was a bit smelly in places. I'm going to upset some Maltese people now. But, it was a little bit smelly. But I don't know, I think it was just really hot, I think might have been the trouble. And muggy. And so like there didn't seem to be any air to clear the air. Lee, oh, excuse me, Lee went to Italy, and he did, oh God, what is it called? Pompeii. And that's somewhere I'd like to go, but he did that before he met me. But he has said he wants to go back and do Pompeii, so I'd really like to see that. They build upwards with it being so small. Yeah, I noticed that. And there was some rule, I don't know if it's still the case now, but there's like you could own somewhere, go away, come back 6 months later, and someone's built on top of your building because you don't own the space above. Hello, Mohammed, how are you? Yeah, you apparently don't own the space above your house or your flat. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but back when I went, that was the case, and you know they were like pointing out buildings that suddenly appeared on the roof of another building. I don't know how that can work, because surely you've got to make sure the foundations are strong enough. Tico up. So dog's nagging at me. Yeah, see, that would really annoy me, especially if you had like a roof terrace. I mean, what if you sat on the roof? Who does own above your house then? Anyone who wishes to, I don't know, build on it, I guess. I don't know how it works. I don't know, maybe, I think it was more flats. I think it was more in built-in areas. So I guess it would be a leasehold. So somebody, I guess, I don't think they could just build on your roof of your house if you had a house, you know, like with a garden and all the rest of it. But it seemed to be more in these sort of more inbuilt areas where there was flats, you know, they'd then build on top, you know, make it bigger. But you didn't have a say in the matter because you didn't own the space above your house, which was really weird. There's no forest, lakes or rivers in Malta either. No, there isn't. No, and it was very arid. See, there are certain places I couldn't live. I couldn't live in the deep south of America because there's not enough green. And I couldn't live in some parts of Europe, I suppose, like Malta, Egypt, you know, they're just too dry. I need my green, I need my trees, I need my lakes. I mean, where would I go to give a tree a hug or give it a kiss, or, you know, go and spend some time, you know, being a tree-loving hippie like I am if there were no trees? Do I think you'd get away with parking your van on someone's roof? If you could get it on there, I reckon you probably could. Yeah, because they don't own it. I'd like to see you get it on the roof, to be fair. Yeah, see, green's important. So, Timmy, whereabouts are you? Have we had this conversation? I'm just trying to think where you're based. Yeah, I need my green. I do need my green. I couldn't live somewhere dry. And I've had this conversation with a friend, actually, who all her family are in Alabama. And when things were a bit tough for her recently, I was like, you know, I don't want you to go, but have you ever thought of moving over and being closer to your family? And she said, if things get that bad, then yes, she would. But she loves the green, you know, and at the moment she lives on farmland. So wherever she looks, you know, there's no traffic apart from tractors because she's literally within the farm complex. And she's got fields all around her, you know, rabbits, foxes, all the rest of it. And, you know, she's like me. She just says she couldn't live without that greenery. You'll plant a tree. What's it like where you are then, Beauregard? Let me know. Because you've got quite a lot of green space, haven't you, from what you're showing me on your videos. I do believe you've got quite a green area. So is yours like a small holding as well? Because I've seen your land. Is it a ranch, a farm, a small holding, or is it just that you've got a nice sized house and garden? If you don't mind me asking. You're next to the Peak District in Sheffield. Oh, okay, we're coming up your way in a couple of weeks, actually. Hi, how's your Saturday? I am going to pronounce your name really wrong. I'm Jakari Jarmo. Is that right? I hope I've got that right. I'm really sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Saturday's going really well, thank you. Yes, it's lovely. Lee and the boys are now watching a film. We managed to get Kenzie his new football boots that he needed. And we're just chilling really, just relaxing. Where are we planning on visiting? Oh, what's this? Am I free tomorrow afternoon for a cuppa? Sorry, my friend's just messaged me. Am I free for a cup of tea tomorrow afternoon? No, I'm not. I'm going into Oxford tomorrow. I'm going to have to message you back. Charlene, it says you've got a question, but they're not coming up. Have you got a question? I can't actually scoot down your list. Sorry, Charlene is WhatsApping me because for some reason she can't sign in. Okay, I've got lots of people WhatsApping me, but I can't do anything about it right now. Where am I planning on visiting? I am planning on going to... I've got to get this right. We're staying... So some YouTube friends on here are lending us... They've offered us their mobile static caravan near Bakewell. I'm trying to think now. It begins with a Y, I think. Near Matlock. Okay, it's going to annoy me now. I can't remember. But it's near Bakewell. So I'm really looking forward to going there. Okay. And I want to go and see the Nine Ladies, which is the Standing Stones, which I believe is very close to... Is it Yulby? Yulbury? Is that where we're going? I can't remember. But I'm definitely want to go and see the Nine Ladies, Standing Stones, which I believe is very close to Bakewell. Because the friend that I went to Glastonbury with last weekend was in Bakewell earlier on this year, staying just outside Bakewell, and she went to the Nine Ladies, got some gorgeous photos which she sent to me first thing in the morning, covered in mist, beautiful. But I need to go and see it for myself, I think. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And having a Bakewell pudding, because I believe Bakewell puddings are the original Bakewell thing. Bakewell tarts are not actually from Bakewell. And Bakewell puddings were an accident, I believe, as well. So I was informed reliably on a YouTube video. So it's got to be true. But yeah, Bakewell pudding, I need to try one of those. She did bring me one back, actually. Anna brought one back for me when she went. It was gorgeous. Really nice. Okay, does anyone else have any questions for me? I'm going to go back to my book. I've got 2 more questions on my book. That sounds fab. You're in a good spot there. Lots of places to visit. You're near Castleton. I've heard of Castleton, actually. Beautiful places around there. Bakewell puddings, they are, aren't they? She did bring me one home and I did enjoy it. There's a little cafe, which is where I saw this whole Bakewell pudding thing in Bakewell, that I need to go back, revisit this video to see what it is, like a proper little English kind of cafe, tea shop. Well, tea shop more than cafe. And I want to go there and have a Bakewell pudding. That's my plan. There's not an awful lot I want to do. Standing Stones and Bakewell pudding. Yeah. So if you can think of any other good places, we're there for a long weekend. So for 3 nights. Yeah, 3 nights? 3 nights. 2 nights? 3 nights. Can't remember. Anyway, if there's any way you think we should visit, let us know, because I would really like to have some ideas. Having never been to the Peak District. I've never been to the lakes either. We always do the coast. See, if we go away, we always do the coast. Because we don't go away that often, we always go to the seaside, because we live pretty much the furthest point that you can live from the sea in the UK. Castleton, make sure you pay a visit. There are caves, including the Devil's Arse. I've got to go and visit the Devil's Arse. The biggest cave in the UK, and the scenery is amazing. Sounds brilliant. We have the Hellfire Caves near us, which have been on a few of the... so Dan probably will know about the Hellfire Caves. I'm sure he will. But there's a few people who have visited them, like ghost hunter type places, because it's all connected to the... Oh my God, what are they called? The Hellfire Club. And the Hellfire Caves are quite near us. There's a lot of sort of unpleasantness going on down there. But yeah, I mean, you know, they do have a freaky feel about them. Not like other caves I've been in, but then, you know, that's the atmosphere they're trying to push anyway. Hellfire Caves. We need to go to Castleton while we're up at the peaks and see the Devil's Arse.
Devil's Arse? Well,
Yeah.
Devil's Chair is Edinburgh.
Devil's Chair?
In Edinburgh.
Oh, is it? No, this is the Devil's Arse, which is the biggest cave in the UK. So we'll have to put that on our list of things to do. Okay? What are you eating?
So pizza.
Oh, your pizza.
All of it.
Starting to rain. What's your favourite food and takeaway? Are you walking while you're watching this? Dave Bertolini, one man and his whippet. He's walking and talking.
Walking and talking. So it's very good.
It is. He's usually canoeing and something else. What was the question? Favourite food and takeaway. My favourite food is chicken fajitas. Love chicken fajitas. Favourite takeaway. I can't have many takeaways now since I cut out potato and wheat because it doesn't like my belly, makes me poorly. I used to love Chinese. I do still like Chinese, but it's not the same now. I don't have the noodles and all the other things with batter on. Hello outside. How are you here? You're meant to be checking out the is it camper vans or is it trucks or both? Having a sneaky little check into my live feed. Nice you're here anyway. We're good, thank you. How are you? Okay, so yeah, Chinese. Chinese. I like Chinese food. My favourite food is chicken fajitas. Tico, stop whining. If you're coming up, come up. Hup. I've got to show you my little dog. Tico, come here. Come here, little dog. Come here. Come give Pip a hug. Tico. Hup. Hup. He's my little dog. You my little dog. And Jay. We're dog sitting. Jay, where have you got? Jay, get your head up so I can actually see you. There you are. We're dog sitting for my sisters. Oh, she's getting an old girl now. Right outside Hershey's. As in the chocolate Hershey's, you better be picking me some up for my box. I mean, please may you pick me some up for my box. Castleton, you go on a boat. What, a cave in Castleton that you go in a boat? Underground. Oh, a boat underground. That sounds awesome. Scott, I picked you guys up some cool stuff today. And tomorrow when I'm in Oxford, I'm going to get some more bits for your box. You guys need to send me your t-shirt size, top sizes, because I might pick you something up from Oxford, maybe. You'll get me some for sure. Good man. Hello, Laura. How are you? You guys have to go and check out these people. Okay, so outside is Scott, and he's only just started up his channel, but he does lots of cool outdoorsy bits. So you need to go check him out. And Laura she's just so funny. She does all sorts of funny bits, but she's got two channels. So she's got an ASMR channel, if you're into ASMR stuff, relaxation and calming, or if you like trigger sounds, and her Wacky Worlds channel, which she's signed in here under. You are funny. She does all sorts. She does like shopping. She's a little bit of a shopping addict. But we went to see Laura 3 weeks ago, Laura? 3 weeks ago. I need to come back and see you. Even Lee said he needs to come back and see you guys as well. So we definitely want to come back and see you at some point. I lay in a bath of balls. Yes, you did. Her latest video, she lay in a bath of balls. And there were many ball jokes. Many ball jokes. Too many. Nathan was having an awful lot of fun with. It was like innuendo bingo. Send you them here shortly. We will send you them here shortly. Trying to get out of this place. There are billions of people here. Oh yeah. See, crowded places. Yeah. I'm not big on crowded places. I like the idea of going to some of these events and venues and stuff like that, but it's just I don't like people as a general rule. Sorry. I like you guys. No, as a general rule, I don't really like people. I don't like being in crowds of people. They stress me out a little bit. Noise and that is just too much. Oops, let's just check out. I've not missed anything. You make me want chocolate now, Scott. Thanks for that. Looks so pretty. Thank you, Laura. You're so kind. Look, I'm not very good at taking compliments, so I just go like red and weird and look, see, you've made me embarrassed now. I really can't take compliments, but thank you. That's very kind. let's just change the subject while I hide myself. First cassette tape I ever bought or was given. I really can't remember. That was so long ago. I can't do more than one at a time. Can't do more than one at a time. Ordered a pizza to be... You can't do more than one at a time. Ordered a pizza to be delivered to my van in the car park. Very, very good idea. Need to do this walk in Edale? Is it Edale? Edale? When you're in the peaks. I'll post it sometime next week. Okay, that would be good. Well, you guys, if it's a really hard walk, Lee won't do it because it's nature and he doesn't do hard walks. I would be up for a walk though if you guys wanted to show me it or give me details. One of the boys might come with me. Laura, sorry, that's okay. I'm just a worse. I'm just so bad at accepting compliments. I'm the same time. Yeah, it's not good as it's got. It's really hard to cope with too many people. Lovely tuning into your stream. I'm going to have to scoot. Okay, thank you for popping in, Timmy. It's been really lovely chatting to you. And you know we're gonna name your baby for you. So yeah, let us know whether you're having a boy or girl if you find out, and make life easier then for us to choose you a baby name. First cassette you had was Now 14. Yeah, I want to say it was my first record album was a Now something, one of the really early Now albums, and I was probably about 8 years old. And it was a record, and I remember that. Cassette tapes, I can't remember. I have to give young lady. I will have to give young lady. So we'll get with you on sizes, and everybody have a great day. Thank you, Scott. Have an amazing time, you guys. Say hi to Jeannie for me, and yes, please do send me your sizes because I am scooting out of here quite early tomorrow morning to go to Oxford and get you guys some fabby bits. Okay, I'm trying to think of who my first bands. Do you know what? I think probably the first cassette I ever bought was second hand off my friend's sister, and it was Wham. I think it was a Wham album. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it was a Wham album. I can't remember which one, but I think that's what it was, a Wham album. I used to have, there was a tape I really loved, and I used to listen to it in my granddad's old, like it had a leather case. It was one of these flat tape recorders that has like the big buttons that you press, and it pops up, and then the speaker is like one half of it, and the cassette thing is the other half, and it came in this leather like pouch that you could hang over your shoulder, and took big batteries. And I remember my brother was sent a cassette tape from my aunt and uncle in Canada, and a book, and my aunt would read stories from the book onto this cassette tape and send it to my brother so that he could listen to the stories and look at the pictures in the book. And there was things like The Emperor's New Clothes, and there was different stories, and I used to listen to that all the time. Absolutely loved it. And then there was various other songs and stuff on it, and there was, is it White Sox? I think is a Canadian football team, and there was the White Sox theme on there as well that I used to listen to. I'm not the only one that used to love Wham then. Laura liked Wham too. Glad I'll have some. That's all right, so you don't need to worry about naming your child. We've got it covered. Have a good day, Timmy, won't you? Yeah, I think that was probably the first cassette I had. Do you know what? There was another one earlier than all of those called Mop and Smith, and I've still got it in the loft. See, it's all coming back to me now. It was a story cassette tape called Mop and Smith, and it was about a cat and a dog, and I loved it, and I loved the theme tune to it. And then the tape got a bit chewed up, but I can't part with it. I just can't part with it, so I've kept it somewhere because it's like a memento. Not that I can play the tape. Oh, and around the same time I had double cassettes of Disney classics. I had 2 of those, volume 1 and volume 2, or 3 and 4 or something, and they were double cassettes around the same time, and I probably would have been 5 or something when I had those, and they'd got like all the old Disney classic songs on, and I used to listen to those. Kids Dracula tape and book. Oh, okay. What, like the kids Dracula story, or like it wasn't like Count Duckula, was it? Like the kids cartoon one. It was like proper Dracula story. Is that the one you mean, Laura? That's where you got your love for reading, probably. Is if you're reading the book and having the tape play at the same time. There used to be those books where you'd put the tape on, then it'd say, when you hear this sound, and there'd be like a little bell or something, turn the page, and then you'd turn the page and you'd read along with the books. I think those were more my sister Georgia's age, Dracula, but kind of kids version. Yeah, kids, yeah, because I imagine Dracula would be a bit too intense for kids. I'd read along with them. Yeah, you see, I do remember those. I think it was my sister Georgia, who is 7 years younger than me. She used to have, oh my goodness, what was it? It was an American thing that used to be on kids' TV. Something Gang. And it had a moose. Get Along Gang. The Get Along Gang, that's what it was. And she had a tape and a book. And we used to listen to that all the time. Hello, Lisa West Coast Reads. Glad you could join us. How are you? Oh, Lady and the Tramp. Oh, I love Lady and the Tramp. Get Along. See, you know what? I didn't think many people knew what Get Along Gang was. But, you know, I do. And I only remember it because I've got a sister who's 7 years younger than me. Because it wasn't really sort of oh my goodness, excuse me. It wasn't really my era as such. Get Along Gang was sort of more my younger sisters. Yeah, I'm trying to think who the moose was. I think the moose was my favourite. They all had funny names. I'm going to have to Google them now. What was the other thing, TV show that I used to love? Sunday mornings I used to... Mickey Mouse. Was it Mickey Mouse? Oh. Now, I used to really like gummy bears. I got Kenzie into gummy bears a few years ago. Used to love Rent-A-Ghost. Oh, Rent-A-Ghost was awesome. It's probably why I like ghosts so much and the whole ghost hunting. Oh, I loved it. I absolutely loved Rent-A-Ghost. Oh, and the music. See, it's going through my head now. Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock was awesome. Again, another one that I absolutely loved. Let the music play. Worries for another day. I can't sing, so I won't even try. Jem. Oh, Jem was that cartoon, a bit kind of like He-Man and stuff. That kind of animation, wasn't it? If I remember right. Fraggle Rock. Yeah, Gummy Bears. What was the... Bod. See, now we are going back. You, Laura, you might be a bit too young for Bod. But it was really simple animation. And there was Aunt Flo and the policeman. It was just really simple animation, but I loved it. Here comes Bod. And then he starts walking down the street. And they went through a stage of showing that, I think, on a Sunday morning as well. Grange Hill. Yeah, I was the sort of Zammo, was it Zammo years when he got into drugs, and who was the chunky guy with the glasses that was always bullied? Roland, wasn't it? I remember that. Yeah, I do remember Grange Hill. Yeah. I think I used to live off all of these things. Just Say No. Roll it, yeah, Roland. Yeah, Just Say No. That was it. He did that drugs thing, didn't he? But didn't he end up getting into drugs in real life? If I remember right. Yeah, that was quite an intense storyline for that time. Because those sorts of things just hadn't been covered, had they? Back then, you know, no, we didn't have like things like teenage pregnancy. Well, we had them, you know, obviously we had teenage pregnancies and drugs, but it was never kind of put out on kids' TV shows. So it's kind of the beginning of like the awareness of it all, wasn't it? And getting kids aware of what goes on. Oh, excuse me, people. All right, what else have I got here? Questions. Lee, okay, so I've got last question on here from Helen. Mine and Lee's favourite, well, not our favourite song, our song. Okay, so we do have a song, and it's not a mushy song at all. It's called Lady by Mojo. I don't think he's done an awful lot. That's probably, he might have even been a one hit or two hit wonder. But Lee and I hadn't been together very long, and this was back in the time where you'd go into like a record shop or a newsagent's and you could buy the singles, and it was whatever singles were bought affected the UK top 40 charts. And anyway, he texted me one day while I was working saying that there's a song that reminds him of me, and it was called Lady by Mojo. Now, I hadn't heard the song at the time, and I said to him, well, why does it remind you of me? And he was like, well, just listen to the words. And I was like, all right, okay. So anyway, again, this was kind of pre-Google as well, actually. So I kept trying to find it on, like on the Sky, whatever the music channel was. And I heard it, and I listened really closely to the words. And basically it just says, he feels love for the first time, and he knows that it's true by the look in my eyes, basically, is how the music goes, how the song goes. There's not an awful lot of lyrics other than that. And I just thought, it's his way of telling me he loves me without saying it. So I was like, oh, bless him. So I went to the, oh, Laura's off. Win some bingo for me, Laura. I need to come and do your family bingo. My bingo here keeps being cancelled. Yeah, he did get hooked on drugs. I thought he did. Yes, so back to my lovey-dovey story, sorry. So, yeah, I went to the local newsagents and I bought him the single, and I bought him a little card. And I put it all in an envelope and posted it to him. And I think I said something like, I love you too, or something on it. And that was kind of our first, moment. It wasn't even said to each other. It was like, implied in music and then written in a card. But yeah, that was kind of, that was a special little moment for us. And so that's our song. Who have we still got here? Laura's gone to play bingo. Come say hi. Who's still online with me? I'm going to have to go in a minute. I've been on for an hour. I really didn't think I'd be on that long. Anyone else got any questions for me? Any more questions for Pip? You want to be my favourite American boy. Can I ask you, what did you mean when you kept saying you give me thumbs down because they're free? I did not get that, and thumbs down are bad. So you need to explain that. You can't be my favourite American person if you... I've already got favourite American persons. I'm really sorry. You're going to have to, You did show me Bridges, though, didn't you? But you're going to have to work past the thumbs up, the thumbs down. I need that explaining to me. What were the thumbs down all about? We've got 2 people left. Retracted. What did you write? What did you write? One person. Anyone left? Anyone left? Maybe this will be the end of my video. Maybe. I haven't got much for my blog today. No, I've not done an awful lot of footage, I'm afraid. So it might just be like a little 5-minute dip in jobby. Part of me thinks I shouldn't even bother putting one up. But I'm on about week 8, I think it is, of continual vlogging, daily vlogs. And I kind of don't want to break the cycle. So it might just have to be a very short one. I don't know. It's kind of a tradition now. 8 weeks is like, kind of feel like I've got to keep going. I can't miss one. I'm enjoying doing the daily vlogs, actually. It seems to be a hit with people. I seem to be enjoying them. I don't know if I've got more people who just enjoy seeing what I get up to day to day because they're interested in people watching, or if it's because I've got people watching what I do with the kids because they're into childcare or they look after their own kids, or they want some ideas for play. I'm not really sure what the mix is. Anybody there? Anybody there? I've got 2 people here. Okay. Have I missed anything before I say goodbye? Don't think I've missed anything. No. I don't think so. So like I said, I'll say it at the end of the video as well. If you want to email me any any questions or any ideas for videos, anything like that really, then my email address is the best thing to do probably. My email address is pippa.ashton, so it's pippa.ashton@gmail.com, and if you send it to there, they pop up on my phone, so I'll always get the emails. I ought to check that actually, because some people sent me emails and they ended up going straight to my junk folder. Maybe I should check that, because I haven't been checking it and I may well have had messages from people. I'll go check that. But yes, so if you want to get hold of me, send it to that email address. And if you've forgotten it or you haven't written it down, check out my About page on my channel, and my email address is at the bottom of my About page as well. Right, well, I think I'm going to go now. I've got a sore tooth. I've got a bit of a sore gum and a bit of a sore tooth. I'm going to go and put something on it. Every time I breathe in the cold air, it makes it sore. I tell you what it is, it's eating too much chocolate. I've had chocolate every day for the past 3 days, I think. Annalise bought more chocolate for me today. So, yeah, I think that's what it is. Got a sore bit. Okay, so I will see you lovely people. Well, I'll put the vlog up tonight, my very short one, and then tomorrow I will be filming around Oxford. So if you guys are interested in seeing some of the Oxford sites, I'm not going into anything in particular because we're going for a session at the Games Cafe, Board Games Cafe. But I will still show you some of the sites as I'm walking around. Then, you know, you can see some of the buildings and some of the history and what have you. If you want me to show you anything in particular, if it's in the town centre and I can walk to it easily from where we are without too much hassle, then I will definitely go and take a little clip for you and put it in tomorrow's vlog. So just ping me a message or leave me a comment in the comment section. Thank you for watching, you lovely people, and I will see you all tomorrow.